Welcome back. The Nigerian leather market boasts of a 25.5 billion naira investment as the second largest revenue driver for the country, but the vast majority of raw materials keep leaving for offshore. Bill Amberg, the owner of one of London's leather manufacturing companies, tells Channels TV business producer Temple Ashaju how unpleasant the news is for the domestic market.
I came here in 2011 with the British Council and did some seminars and workshops in an attempt to kind of introduce new working techniques and new ideas to the traditional side of what's going on here in terms of leather manufacturing. And since Femi has brought about the Lagos Leather Week, she invited me here last year. I couldn't come, and she said, "Oh, please come this year." So I'm coming to try and talk about leather tomorrow in doing a masterclass, but really talking about the wider possibilities of leather as a material, other things that you can do with it, not just bags and shoes, but looking at it in terms of product design, architectural leatherwork, furniture, interiors, a much broader scope of leather as a material.
So how would you say the industry has fared since the last time that you visited Nigeria in terms of the performance of the industry?
Well, it's grown. It's become a lot more important. I think some of the tanneries have expanded. Certainly the manufacturing techniques and processes are really good. There's some great manufacturers here, both shoes and handbags. I think there's still the problem of leather supply. I think a lot of the leather is leaving, a lot of the high quality leather is leaving Nigeria directly. It's not being used in the domestic market, which I think is a shame. And hence I was proposing that maybe there should be some sort of merchant hub here where all the tanneries in Nigeria supply a small percentage of their high quality leather into Lagos, and that's then available for all the small to medium-sized businesses who need a high-quality leather, and preferably not importing it but using local source material.
I mean, your market, which is England, is an advanced economy, and you've been through this stage in the past, probably by your own direct experience or historically from the understanding that you would certainly have. But what more do you think we can do to be able to tap into the total value chain of the leather industry in Nigeria?
I think that obviously the market is here. There is a market here, and I think a greater variety and a greater spread of products always helps, because that encourages the market. So not only in providing one style, but across the styles of shoes and bags, but also using leather differently, thinking about it for interiors, thinking about it for architecture, thinking about it for furniture, and that will generate its own energy. And I think that's, it's already happened in Europe. I mean, we work internationally now, but we're working in areas in Asia and in America where 15 years ago, if I'd suggested putting in a leather handrail or a leather wall, that would have been considered strange or unusual. And now it's, I wouldn't say commonplace, but it's certainly, it's there and people consider it. And I think you'll find the same thing will happen in Nigeria.
So what's on your radar at the moment? Is it just capacity building, facilitating on leather works, or you're also considering foreign direct investments? I'm not sure that you need foreign investment. I think that there's enough investment here. There's enough energy and capacity within Nigeria to generate your own internal investment. I don't think you need foreign investment. I think it's about focusing the cash into areas where, I couldn't believe that it's a $24.5 billion business. That's huge. That's bigger than the English leather industry. So it just goes to show there is a lot of money here, but a lot of it's just going straight to export. And I think it's a little bit about clawing some of that back. If you look at the business, say in Australia, 20 years ago, they exported all of their leather.
in a wet blue or a crude state. It's now being generated into high quality leather in Australia, and the leather goods industry in Australia is really becoming quite big. So it's just a cycle.
We're still talking about doing business in Nigeria. The Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council is the agency of government that drives the ease of doing business goals in the country. And with commitment to the promotion of foreign trade, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry is working with this agency to attract more foreign direct investment.
We are expecting a lot of discussion around the ease of doing business. So we are expecting the Presidential Enabling Business Council to play a very important role, because all the things we do in the trade fair and here in the chamber is about improving the business environment. So there will be a lot of emphasis on how far we have gone. Last year we moved about 20 steps in the World Bank rating. We want to see by November where are we and what improvements we have made.
We are always trying to push trade and economic between both countries, and there are so many sectors which are of mutual interest for both countries, you know, like medical sector and also household appliances.
From Nigeria now, Tunisia's annual inflation rate hit a record level of 7.7% in April from 7.6% in March. Data from the Statistics Office shows that the food and drink price index rose 8.9% in April, while the price of vegetables grew 23.8%. Analysts say the high rate of inflation will likely lead to the central bank to raise the interest rate to 6% this month. The central bank raised its key interest rate to 5.75% from 5.0% last March to tackle inflation. And it's a brighter Monday for the global crude oil market as prices rose to their highest level since late 2014 today. Brent crude futures hit $75.63 per barrel in early trade, boosted by Venezuela's deepening economic crisis and a looming decision of the United States sanctions on Iran. The benchmark had gained 76 cents from the last close after touching $75.89, and that's the highest since November 2014. In a similar trend, the U.S. crude futures also rose 80 cents to $70.52 per barrel. Gold prices hit their highest also in a week, aided by the slip in the value of the greenback after marking its strongest levels this year. Spot gold rose 0.3% to $1,318.46 per ounce, while U.S. gold futures for June delivery were up 0.3% at $1,319.10 per ounce. Gold prices are also drawing support from the political uncertainty surrounding markets. And that's it on today's program. Thank you for watching. I am Bisi Adebayo.